At Costco, you're paying roughly 3 cents a gallon for engine protection you can't get back once a $1,000 repair hits. The pump right beside it charges nearly the same and leaves that protection out completely. We're counting down 7 gasoline brands that aren't on the top tier list today, and by the end, you'll know exactly which pumps are quietly costing smart drivers thousands in engine repairs. Number 7. Sam's Club. Most folks figure this one's safe because the warehouse beside it has such a solid name. You trust the membership, you trust the bulk deals, so the gas gets that trust too. That reflex is precisely where it goes wrong. Sam's Club gasoline isn't top-tier certified. Its main competitor, Costco, certifies every gallon at every location. Sam's opted out. The base fuel frequently arrives from the same big refiners, feeding the premium brands, but the additive mix stirred in at the terminal is the discount version, dialed to the federal minimum instead of the automaker bar. It comes down to the business model. Sam's fights on price, 10 to 20 cents beneath the local average, and that difference has to be found somewhere. Costco absorbs the cost and keeps its top-tier status. Sam's hands you the savings and quietly hands your engine the carbon. The drivers who catch on keep a Costco card in their wallet, and the next brand pulls the identical move, just in a parking lot you visit every week. Number 6. Murphy USA. You've seen them. The small booths parked along the rim of the Walmart lot. The price always a notch below the competition. The whole message is one word, cheapest, and it works hard to stop you from asking the one thing you should. Murphy USA has never carried a top-tier certification, never lost it, never earned it. The whole operation runs on volume and the lowest achievable price per gallon, which means hitting the federal detergent floor and going no further. It's all about scale. Murphy pushes gigantic volumes of fuel beside the world's busiest retailer, and every fraction of a cent trimmed per gallon compounds over millions of fill-ups. Leaving out the upgraded additive is one of those trims. Sound business? Just sound at your engine's cost, not their own. If your car's old and destined for the junkyard soon, this may not bother you. If you intend to keep it well past 100,000 miles, you're making a slow bargain you can't see happening. Now, let's leave the parking lots behind and merge onto the highway, where the next two treat your gasoline as a sideline to a totally separate business. Quick note about this channel first. No brand deals, no fuel company has ever bought a single word here, and the day one attempts it, I'll say so on camera. I just pull the public list and report what's on it. If that's worth something to you, hit subscribe. It really does help. Number 5. Pilot Flying J. Think back to the last major truck stop off the interstate. 40 diesel lanes, a diner, showers, a shop the size of a grocery store. Now go hunting for the regular gas pumps, tucked to one side, practically an afterthought. That layout spells out exactly where gasoline sits on the priority list. Pilot Flying J doesn't take part in the top-tier program for its gasoline, and the reason is baked into the structure. Truck stops pull the vast majority of their fuel revenue from diesel sold to commercial rigs. Passenger gasoline is a sideline, and a sideline gets the least attention the law permits. To a trucker, none of this matters. It's a different fuel. To you, ducking in for a splash and dash, it means the least protected fuel of the entire trip goes into a car you're counting on for another 400 miles. Once won't hurt. A routine of it stacks up, and this brand's near twin is usually parked at the very same exit. Number 4. Love's. Same road, different logo. Love's is the other heavyweight of the American truck stop, running on the exact same logic. Diesel pays the bills. Gasoline is the trimming. Love's gasoline isn't on the top tier list. When 80 to 90% of your fuel income rolls in off the diesel island, nobody's pushing to cover licensing fees for premium detergent in the gasoline a handful of minivans grab on the way to grandma's. What makes it worth calling out is the false comfort. A huge, well-lit, bustling national chain seems like a sure thing, But a busy diesel lot tells you nothing about the additive in the regular unleaded. The scale is real, the gasoline care isn't. Now, for the most common slip-up of all, the one lurking behind the lowest number on the whole street. Number 3. The unbranded independent. The station with no known logo, or one you've never spotted anywhere else, and a price that always seems a touch too good. No corporate reputation on the line, no standard to satisfy. For plenty of drivers, that low figure is the only detail that counts, and that's the trap. Here's the mechanism, the single most important one in the video. Gasoline is a commodity, and the base fuel sitting in a regional terminal is identical for everybody. What sets a premium brand apart from a no-name is the additive mixed in once the fuel leaves that tank. Branded top-tier stations are locked by contract into a high detergent formula at every site. An independent grabs whatever leftover fuel and whatever additive bargain is cheapest that particular week. So one tank from that corner station could be perfectly okay, and the next, drawn from a different cut rate batch, could sit right at the federal floor. You're rolling dice you never realized were in play. People who actually understand fuel treat a suspiciously cheap price as a red flag, not a steal. Now let's flip the whole thing around, because the brands you're steeling yourself to see up here are exactly the ones that don't belong here. Number 2, BP, Amoco, ARCO. Here's where I have to level with you, because the lazy take drops these 3 into the villain half and banks on you not double-checking. BP, Amoco, and ARCO all walked away from the top-tier program back in late 2021, and for a while the knock on them was justified. But I checked the official list the day I wrote this, and all 3 are on it now. BP's comeback was confirmed in early 2026. They returned to the standard. So if you've been steering clear of a BP or an ARCO because some dated video said to, the facts changed and the video didn't. This channel goes by the list. When a brand requalifies, it lands in the buy column, no exceptions. That's your takeaway for the whole video too. Don't just memorize my 7 names and call it a day, because the list shifts. Look for the top tier badge on the pump before a long drive. The standard is what protects you, not my take on a logo. Now the top spot, the brands that never once left you guessing. Number 1, the certified anchors. These are the names that kept footing the bill for the additive package the whole way through, while others slipped off. Costco is the obvious headline. Same warehouse club setup as Sam's, same cutthroat pricing, and it still certifies every gallon. That alone proves the cheap fuel excuse is a decision, not a law of nature. Costco chose to. Sam's chose not to. These brands bind every location to a formula running 2 to 3 times the federal minimum across regular, mid, and premium alike. You're not buying some miracle brew, you're buying consistency. The same protective dose, every fill, every town, no dice involved. Stretched over 100,000 miles, that consistency is the line between an engine that stays clean and one that slowly clogs in ways you don't notice until the repair counter. The drivers who get it just pull up to the same certified pump and never give it another thought.